What's up? Well, we're back in business. Got the welding gas in. I'm gonna kind of quickly go through. I got two pads, bracket, go anywhere brackets to make up, and then I'm gonna be sending out. I've had this guy sitting around for a while. I had an older pad on it. Remove that off, and put this newer style out and send this out to a buddy. He's been having some issues, so I'm gonna send some love my way and help him out. But I'm gonna get this rolling here and kind of just get into the show a little bit. I'm not gonna be staying on too long. What's up, Double Hook? Just finishing up the last two orders on these Go Anywhere brackets. I've been holding off because I ran out of gas, and I finally, well, I didn't really run out. I just kind of accidentally left the tank open, or the valve open, and it leaked out of my regulator. So I hopefully won't do that again. But yeah, I'm gonna get these done and then finish up this one that I kind of just took the old style pad off, and then I'll be sending it out with a new style pad. This is just, it's been sitting here for like a month. But I'm sending that out to a buddy. I've been going through some stuff, and I'm gonna send him some love my way from the catclawz. Yeah, usually it's weird because the ones at our work, I've left the valves open and come back the next day and they're fine. But maybe it's just this. It's not really a very expensive regulator. What's up, Bug Man? Welding, one of my favorite things to do. Went to high school for it. Sweet, sweet. But yeah, I'm just gonna do these quickly and try to get on to just talking about. I just wanted to kind of go over what how I became the catclawz and what kind of motivated me to get in it, and just kind of how it all became up until now. But after this show, I don't want to go too long, maybe a little less than an hour, because at 6 o'clock Central Time, Daryl from Outdoor, what is it? Trophy Seekers Outdoors. Daryl, he'll be having a live show starting at 6 p.m. Central, going over the gathering event that's going to be going on. I believe that is Memorial Weekend, I think. But he's going to be going over all that stuff, so make sure you tune in. I got the link in the description. If you're not subbed to his channel, make sure you go over there, give him a sub, and get the notifications. Great guy. Be right back. I just gotta plug her in here quickly. All right. Yeah, so the nice thing about this TIG welder, it was a fairly cheap one. I think I paid, without the tank, I think the welder itself was just under $1,000. But what really wanted me to get this one, even though it's pretty on the cheap side, it does come with a water cooling unit. Comes with the water cooled torch and line with the water running through it, and it also comes with a torch for if you weren't using the water cooler. But When you do long runs, this thing can get real hot and mess up a lot of internals. So it's nice to have that water cooling. It also has this. If you don't want to use the pedal, you can use this to weld. I never use it. I've never tried it. But I use the pedal, and it's just a manual pedal that you can regulate your temperature when you're welding. What's up, Jerry? How's it going over on your side, buddy? I'm gonna try to spin through these these two brackets, and then just get this one rod holder done, and kind of do a little talk on the history, I guess. If you got any questions while I'm welding, just post them up. I'll see them, and I'll try answering them. Just this up here. Got 39. Let me see what I'm going to have to get a hold of you for some TIG lessons. I have the machine and the gas, just haven't hooked nothing up. Yeah, for sure. Just let me know. Fairly simple. It's kind of like when you learn cursive. It takes a little bit, and then once you get it down, it's just something you don't really lose. I got 39 built and ready to clean. About give out for the day. There you go. Nice job. Double hook. Do you got you run 220? Because yeah, this one you can run on the the standard 110, but you can only max it out at 140 amps. So I run mine on the 220 just to get that full power. You'll be able to weld some pretty good stuff then, or thicker stuff, I should say. But I've welded my rod holders before I had like the 210 hooked up on the 140, and it was fine. It just took a little bit longer. Okay. Yeah, those are nice welders. We have a few of those at our work. That would be a really nice welder to learn on. Woo. Yes. What's up, Ryan? Thanks for coming in. Just trying to get these done quick, and then I was just gonna kind of do a little talking about the history and why I started making a rod holder. I'll be on my phone, so I won't be able to really share any pictures. But I've shared them out, kind of what the style I used to use. Actually, I got one of them right here. When I first started welding, when I first started catfishing, I was using these guys. Worked decent, but as you can see, is one season of this and it's just bent. And I just never trusted how easily you could just bend this thing down. And look at that. It's already junk right there. But then I evolved into like a PVC and fence post, which was nice. But now I have pictures of them, but I can't share them on this live. All right, almost done. Let's get this guy finished up. The other thing is I have to get a finger trigger instead of the foot. Yep. Yeah, this one came with it. I've never tried it yet, but I'm not sure if it's like regulated by pressure. If you can adjust it when you push harder or softer for you know, if you want to kind of customize how much heat you want to throw down on this one specifically. I want to try doing it for, it's going to be nice for like those angles like that, or if you're, welding something upside down or something, it's something super convenient to have. And sometimes, like where I'm working right now, like I just haven't had time to set up really a good table or anything, so I'm just using my workbench. I got my pedal down here, so things just kind of get annoying. I got to take the time to kind of work around and make something a little bit more efficient. I kind of don't really spend the time doing that, just because if I'm not welding up something, I'm usually with the family or trying to do something else. I gotta grab one of my rod rollers just to make sure everything's aligned. Make sure this guy is where it's supposed to be. Yep. Good on that. What's up, Tom? How's it going, brother? Yeah, I've been welding for a while. I was kind of worried about this welder buying it, that I wouldn't be able to do the same stuff, unlike the welders I use at work. But man, I am impressed over $1,000 welder. It's been holding strong. Haven't had issues with it yet. But like I said, I do have one more rod holder left on the website. But Friday I will be restocking. I have everything cut. I just got to form it and then get the bends. And then I'm gonna be once I get the bends, I always just throw them on the website. and just start going. But this guy, I've had it sitting around for a little bit. I think it was because the spikes were like a half-inch smaller than like what I usually have it as. So I just never sent it. But nobody's buying this one. I'm sending it out to a friend. Going through some troubles, so I'm trying to make his day and send him a claw his way and show some support. Got a little shaky hand syndrome today. It's a little wavy, but that's all right. She ain't going nowhere. All right, that's done. I just gotta weld up the spike for him, and we're good on that. We can kind of do a quick little talk on the history of the catclawz. So, like, I want to just point this out for the spikes. When I weld stuff, I'll use this filler rod. This is just mild steel filler rod, and I will add that all the way around all the braces. The pad itself, I add filler to each corner or each point here on the pad, and then that's it. And then I fuse it. So there is no filler going in here besides what's from the plate and the rod itself that's just fusing together. I fuse it at about 200 amps, and so it's plenty hot. I've tested it, make sure it doesn't, crack. I've never had a weld crack. Actually, I did have a weld crack once. I hammered one of these all the way up in a tree stump about that high. I hammered it with no drilling any holes into a tree stump, and then I realized I couldn't get it back out. I took a crowbar eventually, and I pried it, and that's when I pried it. It probably took me about a half an hour of trying to work it through, and I finally got it out, but the plate, everything was kind of demolished, and there's one side had a crack on it. But I've never had anybody ever crack one, but I do offer on the catclawz, which you don't see very often, is a 2-year warranty on these, on the welds itself. If they break or anything like that, I take them back, fix them up, and send them back out to you, and they'll look brand new. And then, the one thing I want to kind of point out, I do have it on my website as well, and like the disclaimer, I guess you could say, is never stomp these in with bare feet. Please just use your shoes. These they're not sharp, but they are like a very sharp corner, I guess you could say. But they're not sharp to, the touch. But if you step on it with your foot wrong, yeah, that might leave a mark. So I recommend mandatory shoes only when you stomp these. If you're gonna hammer them with a spike or a hammer with a hammer, hit them on these 2 points here at the end where the spikes go down. That's going to be your best way to get these guys in the ground by pounding it. If you pound it up top, it's going to be hard to hold first. First of all, it's going to be hard to hold and hammer right here. I've done it before. It's not going to damage the bar itself, but you're going to damage your hand if you slip and miss. And the angle is just not right where you want to hammer here when you're trying to get your spikes there, but 2 to 3 inches over. So it's going to be hammering kind of weird. So just keep that in mind. And then also, I do sharpen my points. I do dull them just a tad. I kiss it with the grinder, so it's not like super sharp, but they are still sharp. I tape them up before I send them out. I have a note on the package on the outside just saying that there's sharp objects in here, so just be careful when opening. If you have kids, use these for your bank. Don't use these for a weapon. This is for fishing. But yeah, again, I only fuse this spike as well. So I just take it and I don't add any mild steel filler rod. I've never had anybody have issues with this cap piece popping off or breaking. So everything should be welded solid and going strong. I just hammer it on the ground like that because these aren't always perfectly, straight. So kind of once they're hot and red like that, you can kind of form them to be a little bit flatter. And that should be good. I already ground these down, so we're all good and all set. And I'm just going to clean this one up a little bit. I don't offer paint on these yet, but I do. Very grateful for 419 for sending me a powder coat. If you don't know 419, check him out. He's got YouTube, Facebook. Jerry, he sent me one of his powder coaters to start practicing on, and hopefully by the summer I'll be able to get on doing some powder coating and certain colors and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot of customized colors. I might just do for now once I get it rolling, just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 colors. But I'd like to get on that. I got to get an oven yet, and I got to make a couple of things for powder coating as well. So stay tuned for that. That might be a little while yet, but Gary, I really appreciate it, and I will definitely be showing some love back to you eventually when I get that rolling. But right now, I just clean everything as good as I can. These pads now, I cut instead of etching it, I cut it through all the way. So when you paint it, these things show up real nice. It's got the logo still on there. And then when I cut them, though, there's a lot of kind of slag because it's just a really fine cut. So I got to blend pad these, and then I also deburr all the corners so nothing's sharp on it, so you don't cut yourself on those corners. And then once I get them welded up, I just take Scotch-Brite and just go over the kind of most of the heat marks. There's some left over like in the insides of the holder itself, but I try to get as much as I can off of it. So when you get these to your house and you grab them out of the box, your hands are nice and clean. My hands are a little dirty from just doing all this stuff and touching this stuff, but these are as clean as they can get when they get to your house. The most popular, the black light. Yeah, so I'll probably, once I get onto that powder coat option, that's probably what I'll be doing, is doing like a the high vis, like an orange, like a yellow, um, and and have that so you can use it in those black lights. I use my black lights once in a while. I just use like a high vis spray paint rail can. But when I flathead fish, I don't really use a lot of light. I try to stay away from it. I usually do better catching more fish when I have all the lights off and it's a lot darker. But I mean, I will run it once in a while, especially if I'm like live or something or making videos. You'll have to have the light on. But when I'm just out there trying to get on some really big fish and I don't really want the camera on, I pretty much am dark. It's dark. Don, I would like 2 claws powder coated in reflective color. Is that possible and cost? I can't powder coat yet. I have the gun, thanks to Jerry, but I still have to kind of make room in my garage. It's tiny, and I mean, I can once I get done with this quickly, I'll kind of show you like what I'm dealing with right now with trying to build. I'm using my workbench. I put a big like 3/8 steel plate right here, so I got like a maybe 2 feet by 2 feet area where I weld. And then my garage is just packed full of like camping gear, and we got a dryer and a wash machine in here that, you know, I mean, it's good. We're just waiting for other ones to go, or just in case we need one. And so it's limited space. That's going to be the trickiest part is kind of setting that up, and powder coating is pretty messy. So I don't want to really affect kind of getting a mess everywhere in my garage either, because my wife would probably, I don't know, she might not be happy about that. But I'm going to look at it. But I could tell you, I could send them to, Jerry right now, if it's a possible way to do it. I can send some raw holders to him, and he could powder coat them. But price would probably be a little bit up there, just for shipping, kind of 2 ways. Otherwise, what I do to mine is I'll use the high vis fluorescent spray paint, and that works great. I mean, just for being able to see at night. And I got orange and I think green high vis spray paint. That's what I usually use on mine. But I'm taking my time on cleaning this guy up. Oh, I think I know why this one, I know I didn't sell this one. Nothing really wrong with it, but the material, it was like the end of the material, and there's like a little, kind of like a blemish and little knockout piece right here, but I'm going to clean that up. You won't be able to tell. But, yep, that's why I didn't sell it. I'm donating this one to a friend. All right, so now we're good. Still have to get a new light bulb. My light bulb broke. That's up there, so I'm just using my fishing light up there as my light down here. Time is not cheap. We got 2 brackets. These are going to J-Man. Those brackets just slide right up there, bolted to a tree. You could use the straps, ratchet strap it around a tree, ratchet strap it around like a fishing pier. I recommend not drilling anything or anything like that in the public places with this as well. You might get in trouble doing that. This is kind of more of just like you're going to be using it to drill, like on your boat or your personal items. That's what I would recommend. All right. time we got here? 5:33. All right, we're sitting good. See, I got some messages. Yeah, Jerry says it's definitely messy. So, yeah, there's like I gotta build like some kind of powder coat box where I have like a kind of like an air filter in it and stuff to kind of keep that stuff from flying back into the garage. I need 8 of them for my boat. Are you talking about the brackets? Done? Well, I can spray paint them for you, Don. I can definitely do that. And then what I like to do when I spray paint them is, let me grab one here once. So what I like to do when I spray paint them is I buy this, just like it's Plasti Dip, the company Plasti Dip. They make a tube of it that's just a liquid. And then I'll just dip this top piece. You can do it on just the raw steel as well, but it looks nice and it actually really works well to grip your rod in there. I mean, I'm sure it works fine. I've used it for like a year without being spray painted. This one right here is my original, and I finally spray painted it a year and a half ago. I use this one more or less. I've used it last year on my boat a lot, just because the angle is a lot nicer on this one, just how it sits. But these work fine. You can kind of see as the years went on, the steps kind of moved around. I mean, that was my preference. I don't know what everyone else said. Nobody ever really kind of mentioned about, angles. But when I'm running on a boat, I always have it on this top one. So it's going through and like that, and it's not on this bottom one. The bottom one I use more or less just for bank, and the top one I use for on the boat just for that like 45-degree angle. But yeah, for paint, I mean, I think it's kind of expensive though. That's the thing. I was trying to get like a gallon of it, but the thing is, if I do it that way, and powder coating works and painting that stuff works, and I can sell it like that. This stuff isn't cheap. A gallon of it is like $100, and the stuff does not last very long. You got to add additives to it to keep it from like drying up and stuff. So I had a can of this stuff probably for a month now, and it's already almost, it's still halfway full, and it's already starting to, get really to the point where it's not usable anymore. So that's one thing with that stuff. So I usually tell people to just buy a can. It's like $12, and you can get all your rod holders dipped really easy. But it might be an option. But Don, if you need something spray painted, just let me know. I can spray paint it. It'll just take a little while because I usually I've done it before for people to spray paint. I usually like to let it sit for like a day or at least 2 days, just to get that kind of cure before I send it out, and it's not gonna be like chipping away or whatever. But I want to kind of go into, before I head out here, it's pretty early yet, but that's okay. I wanted to get some dinner. I got to get dinner rolling, and then I want to watch Daryl's show. If you don't know Daryl from Trophy Seekers Outdoor, I left a link in the description. He'll be doing a live show at 6 p.m. Central Time, talking about the Gathering event that's coming up in a couple months here. Talking about that. So make sure you go over there, show him your love, show him your support, give him a sub, and follow. I know he'd appreciate it greatly. But yeah, Don, I'll be having more Friday, the rod holders, and I'll be putting them on there Friday. Once I'm done with work, that's when they'll be all formed up. They won't be welded, but I'll throw them on there because I can start rolling on them then. and getting orders going. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of go over the basics of, why I know most of you kind of know where I kind of came from, and why I built this. This is the original cat claw here, a lot different. I hand bent this. Everything on here is just hand bent um, with like a vise like this, and just bending it like that. And I did that for probably I did this one was started in November of 2001. And the reason I, came up with this idea, I guess the backstory, I showed you the one I used with this guy. This is the first year I ever catfished. My buddy gave me one of these. I think this could be even it. And then I bought like two more. Then, the next time I went fishing, and I used these probably for a year or a year and a half. And then once I kind of did not like these anymore, like I showed before, how just easy it is to bend these guys and break. This is welded, I think, or barely tacked on right here, and that's already broke. So you get a big takedown, that's not going to be good. And the rod can only go in there about 8 inches. And some of my rods barely fit in that hole. What's up, Burrito? How's it going, Lisa? So yeah, I got rid of these like the next year, or mostly. I use a lot for bait fishing and stuff. I still put my rods in here. But I went to, I don't have them anymore. I threw them out. Just a PVC pipe with like a fence post type of deal. And then I drill holes in the fence post, and then I put screws in it with wing nuts. And then I also like zip tied it. It worked great I think I used those for about 2 or 3 years, 2 years or so, or 3 years. And then the year I caught my PB, I actually caught my PB 55 pounds using that. But after that, the next time I went out fishing, I hammered it in, and everything shattered, the whole PVC, because I wasn't pounding on the PVC. I was pounding on, I left a little, like 2 inches of the fence post where you could hammer that instead of hitting the PVC. But I think it was just from vibration from so many times using it, going through rocks and stuff, that it just shattered the holes in the PVC. So those broke. So then, yeah, that was pretty much the end of my season then. I think that was in the end of April or end of August. And at that point, that was like my 3rd or 4th year of catfishing, so I wasn't huge into it. But then as winter hit, working at a metal shop, and I watched a lot of River Certified. So I want to kind of get into that topic of, this style rod holder. I'm not saying that he created it. I'm not saying he did it. This style, this top style here, this top portion has been around for years and years. You can do your research on it. There's nothing really special about it. So what I did in the winter, I made a rod holder that was straight down, because I couldn't find the one that Spencer had. I never used it. I used it once that year after for I had so many rods out, and we were fishing at a little pond with some family and friends, and wanted them to catch some fish, so I threw out some extra rods, and I used that one. But it was just the standard, loop on top and then straight down, and it was only made out of like a 1/4 inch stainless steel. And then I made that, and I posted it on Facebook, and I got so much crap for it, and that was in 2001. And so I just got rid of the post, and I'm like, okay. So then I came up with something. I'm like, well, I don't want to get bashed for just making something that I want to enjoy fishing with. So that's when I came up with something unique, nothing I've ever seen before. Just stomping it in the ground, and you're ready to go. And this is what I came up with. I posted it on Facebook, just as, being excited, can't wait to use it. And then my buddies, they were like, hey, you should try to sell that. And I was like, well, I'll try to. And that's kind of where that, started selling it slowly, like, here and there. People would pick some up, and The design has, definitely changed over the years, over the 3 years I've been doing it. But it's, the same concept. This design is not cold rolled steel. So when you squeeze these together, well, this one's not bad, but I got a batch where you could squeeze this and it would stay pretty much like that. Um, but then I got a really bad batch of it and then realized it was hot rolled. So I switched to the cold rolled. So it's got that super springy. It comes back, great memory, and I haven't really had issues. I really love it because the fact it's, most people run when they run their rod holders for the bank, it's a 3/8 material, which is fine. Um, I wanted to be different. That's partially why I stuck with something. Another thing that's different than a lot of people is this is 5/16 cold rolled steel, and I'm glad I did because I had some that are 3/8 that I made up, and man, it's a pain to bend, especially on bigger machines. The way I do it, and the way this is designed with this 5/16 is just exactly how I didn't know it was going to happen like this. It's just crazy because it's super cool because when you go on the ground and you got a lot of different rocks or structures all around you, you can maybe get it in a little bit, and if you got those thicker spikes, they're not as flexible like that. It's hard to get past all that because you're not probably maybe I'd say 40% of the time you'll get good ground where you can get it all the way down there, but a lot of that time there's giant rocks or even smaller ones all around. So when you hit it and you go through like a rock, it's going to spread out and you can go over it, and then when you pop it back out, they just pop right back. It was a lot harder to get the thicker, even though it was the same concept, everything. That 3/8 really kind of actually made it worse, or it did not help at all. It made it a little bit not as efficient of a rod holder. And then as far as another aspect of it, it has a little bit flex through this spot on this bend right here going up. So that flexes a little bit over the 3/8, which I really like because you're putting a little bit of work on this rod holder instead of your rod doing all the work. So I think that's just a great concept of it, and it helps with this pad as well on this part of it and kind of extending it out. That's the only reason I extended this out a little bit more, is just to get a little bit more surface ground covered. But it worked out kind of crazy that the guard dogs, I put this hole in here for a different design I was making, and it was right around the time I met Monty and told him, man, I think I got a perfect idea for you, and it was already there. So that was kind of a blessing in itself that that just worked hand in hand, and it's super easy, and you can just keep this thing, your string locked up on here with a carabiner, wrap it around when you're done, and you're ready to go. Let's see what I missed here. Yeah, the springs do suck. I mean, I've never lost a pole using them, but I've been on the edge of like, man, my pole's gonna fly out if I can't get over there quick enough. I've had it where the spring is just horizontal like this as the fish is like slamming on your rod, man, and you don't have much room where that rod could give any second. And that's kind of where I got to the point of why I always sprint to rods. But ever since I've been using these, it's been awesome because I can just sit there and walk to my rods and know I'm not going to lose it. I want to take my milk crate with the dog. We're doing demos for the claws and dogs. Can't wait for the minis to come out. Yeah, man, those minis are going to be killer. But yeah, that's where it all came from. Is I just wanted, the whole idea of it was I just wanted a design for myself, and it turned into a crazy journey of getting bashed for making something for the last 2.5 years. But I've continued to grow, I've continued to pursue lots of new different, journeys beyond just a rod holder. I've done a lot of, or what I can do for like donations and helping other funds out as much as I can. If I could do more, I would definitely do more. It's tough running with no money, but I make it work. Nothing's ever perfect in my company or my business, I guess you could say. And it takes a lot of time and effort to kind of keep running. I wish some people would understand that fact of it is, when I started the LLC last year. I started it. So what I was doing, I was selling these for $15, and even at some point, I think I jumped up to like $20 when I went to better material. And then I went back down to $15. So before I made it a business or a LLC, I was selling these for like $15, and I think last year before my LLC, I had a donation fund going out for canines for warriors, which is a veterans fund for veterans, and also takes dogs, that need homes as well. And they paired up veterans with canines, and it was just a great cause. So I went in, and every rod holder I sold from, I think it was like almost 2 or 3 months from up until Memorial weekend or the end of it, I donated $5 for every rod holder I sold, and I think I was selling them for like only $15 at the time. So I was donating $5 out of that, and I think I almost hit $600 doing that for a couple months. That all went to them, and then whatever rest of the money I had that I've made throughout that year, which was about $600 as well, I threw that into an LLC. Started that up. I threw it into my website, and it's kind of the operate. Once I started going with that, I had to switch, prices and bring them back, to the standard price. I am now pretty much, but I've always wanted to kind of do something better. This was kind of what I looked at. Like the first year, I didn't really think of much about it. Like it was just a rod holder. I thought, hey, yeah, we could sell this, and it'd be fun. But it turned into something crazy, wild journey of pursuing some different aspects of my childhood dreams, which were just being something in the community of fishing. And I think I'm, right on the right path for that. This year, I've been doing a lot of trying to search for other companies, rod holders included, and trying to support as much as I can, because it's this is a community thing. It always has been for me, and it's not about whose is better, who catches more fish and stuff like that. And I'm going to keep going the way I am, and support everybody that's in it for the right reasons. And that's kind of, I switched my direction a little bit this year, as in I guess I kind of added to my path, and one of my paths this year as well is going towards supporting more business, especially for the little guys. I've done it last year a little bit, but this year, after a lot of stuff has happened, it's going to be very important to speak out about, the stuff that people call drama. When it's not drama, it's disrespect, and I ain't going to stand for that crap anymore. So I've been hit with pretty hard with a pretty low blow this year. I found out a couple days ago, just having my name taken and used to redirect to somebody else's site. I don't need to say the names. I'm pretty sure most people know, but it was a pretty low blow. I did talk to him. I told him, I really don't care what you're doing. and I just don't really respect it. I didn't do anything wrong to you and stuff like that. I try to be nice as possible, as heated as I was. But then once I got off of that, um, I literally came onto Facebook from a message someone sent me saying, saying that I stole his idea. He apologized, but told me I stole his idea, which I never did. Never had anything to do with him. This is all on my own. So I kind of just drew the line from where I want to stand in those people's faces because it's not right and it's disrespectful. What's up, Randy? But I just wanted to make that clear for everybody. I ain't trying to make drama. It's nothing about drama. It's about respect, for the fishing community. I'm not here trying to make tons of money, and I never will doing this, and I don't really care to make more money doing this. It's just the fact that I love fishing, and I want to bring this community together. So as you can see, this is my workshop right here. I got that. I got some other things, I'm working on getting to work. But I work I work in a little small garage. It's loaded with camping crap and all sorts of stuff. And fortunate I get to have some access to some stuff at work where I can get things cut out. I pay for these all. I cut these out at work on my laser. And I pay for everything. It's not like I, get it cheap. So when someone says I have an expensive product and they'd rather go somewhere else, that's fine. That's fine. That doesn't bug me. I get it. Things get expensive. But so does time and your effort to put in a quality product that's backed by quality people. This takes more time than a lot of rod holders you see, just because I will refuse to MIG weld. I don't want to MIG weld. I can MIG weld. I just don't want to. I cut out pads. I put logos on it. This is all custom made by me, designed by me. And that's just the way it's going to stick. I don't really care to, if I could, I would lower the price, but the way I work it is I could probably put it down a couple dollars, but the money I get from rod holders, and my wife hates me for it, I do a lot of donating. So you might not see it and you might not hear about it. And I always tell people you don't have to, show off your stuff. I don't care about that. It's just I want to help people. So the money I get from it literally goes back into the community. And it pretty much has been for 3 years. And I just want to make it clear, I do not steal people's products. So it really upsets me. And I'm really kind of just upset about the fact that I got disrespected and people are telling me I'm causing drama, because I ain't causing any drama. I'm just making a stand for this crap. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry for getting a little emotional about it, but there is a point where I got to, take a stand. And if I lose, people over it, I mean, I'm okay with that as well. I know where I stand and, what I have done. And if I lose everything from it, I know I'll be walking away happy. So, because it pretty much lowered my self-esteem just knowing that people would do that to somebody else. I mean, it's a free country and he had all the right to do it, but man, that's not what you do to a community that we all try to appreciate. Two pitchforks to it, so 8 rod holders or 6 rod holders and 2 pitchforks. The pitchforks I've been kind of setting aside right now. I do have, I only bought enough material. I thought I bought enough to do quite a bit of them, but I forgot to set my orders differently because I designed it a little bit differently using the angle iron. So instead of using the square tubing as part of the bar or the T-bar part of it, the top, I kind of got annoyed of drilling holes and making sure they lined up from top to bottom. So I utilized just using the T-bar or the angle iron for the T-bar section, where I can just drill one hole or just weld like I don't have one on hand, but welding the pretty much like the bracket tubing. I'm going to put that on the back side, where you would set your rod holders in. So it'd just be pretty much your bracket on there, but no bracket. These tubes would be just welded right to here, and you can just slip them in from right there. It's a lot easier. I hate drilling all the time. I don't have a drill press here, so I do it all at work, and I'm not a big fan of doing it. But that's going to be my idea right now to stick with. But I just kind of stopped on that because A, I ran out of gas. B, I had to get a bunch of rod holders finished up for the last orders this week, and then I really want to see once I get these new batches out. I have a lot of messages and people wanting them, so it's gonna. I mean, I apologize. It's hard to do everything at once, but I do have the gas, so I can kind of keep rolling on it when this week a little bit. But I only bought enough when I cut everything because I have everything pretty much cut. I only have enough to make like 5 or 6 T-bars and the pitchforks themselves. So I don't know what I'm going to really do. I probably will just make an announcement once they're ready. Just kind of make it a free-for-all because I don't really want to pick and choose who gets them. If you really, because I've done that before for people that wanted these brackets, and when I came out with the brackets, nobody really bought them. I mean, I still have a bunch from the last batch yet, so I'm just going to throw them on the website, see how they do. And once if they sell out pretty quick or sell decently, I'll definitely probably be throwing in for another order. And then I'll probably be right away jumping on buying more material just to get us jump on it, because I thought I had enough time within the time frame I had from this last batch to this batch, and things got held up with material. I'm still waiting on the boxes, shipping boxes yet for more shipments on the catclawz stompers, and I'm still waiting on the boxes for the T-bar mounts and pitchforks. What's up, JBT? So in the long run, even if I had the pitchforks done right now, I can't sell them or ship them, and I don't want to sell something to somebody and somebody pay me money and then have them wait on it too long. I'm not a guy like that. I like to at least try to send my stuff out within 3 days. I know it says on the website like 2 to 7 days, kind of like your shipping period when it gets shipped. Usually I'll try to ship it out the next day, and most times people will get it in 3 days. So I like to try to stick with, that 2 or the 1 to 2, 3 or 3 day where I ship it out. So it's, there within that week. So it's kind of on the backboard yet, but I am going to get those T-bars and those pitchforks going. I will be selling them, but once I put them out there, I'll just throw them right on the website. I'll make an announcement on my Facebook page. So if you're not involved on the Facebook page, I do most of my updates, through there for my website, just so people can get notified. Hey, like, these are almost out of stock, or these are getting restocked and stuff like that. So once you see that pitchfork up there, it'll be on the website. And kind of just there'll be, I think I have 5 or 6 of them I can make. And I want to see kind of how it goes with welding, because it is kind of a little bit of expense to buy that material, and I don't want to buy more yet until I see how this works. Because I almost got stopped just making these, because just making this pad is not very cheap. And that's just how it is. So if I buy a bunch of these and then make them up, or buy all the material for them and then make them up, and then nobody buys them, it's just like, well, I'm going to start selling them cheaper, and then I'm just, not making anything or losing money on it. So I'm going to see how the 5 or 6 go, and if they go good, what's going to happen. They're coming back. So I just want to find I don't really have a lot of stuff to offer on my website, just because I try to stick to simple ways of doing stuff, like the catclawz stomper. Super versatile. I have other ideas and stuff like that. I got this little hydraulic press here. that I want to get some dies for, and I can do it at work, but at my shop and get it bent. But it's a pain for them to do it. What's up, Bruce? But what I'm gonna do, I don't have any. I actually gave them away while I was at CatCon. Not at CatCon, but while I was there, I met up with Cat Daddy Nation 5G. Hooked them up with my tall boys, they're called. So it's about, I don't know, maybe 10 more inches higher. So it's the same exact design, but it's just 10 to 12 inches higher, just to get your rod up in the air. I might be trying to do that, and I might make it out of like a 5/8 or a 3/8 material. But that's just in time. Like I said, it's hard for me to buy anything else or to invest in anything else because I dedicate, this business just off of this rod holder right here. It's my baby. And I try to just let people know this thing will treat you well, and it can do a lot more than just go in a bank. But I'm gonna get going here, guys. I just realized I've been talking too long here. It's 6:04, and Trophy Seekers Outdoors, Daryl is live right now, I believe, and talking about the gathering, and I want to join up and check that out and see what he's all got to say. So, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. If you don't know Trophy Seekers, go in my description. I got the link down there for you. Make sure you sub his channel. I know he'll appreciate it greatly. And check out what events he's got going on for the gathering. I believe that's in the end of May. Check it out, guys. I'd appreciate it, and I know a lot of people would appreciate it for your support. But take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me next time, probably on the banks. Keep on hucking.